Here comes the infrastructure module. See, in the infrastructure module, e-content development, infrastructure area information. Infrastructure area information means this is needed for the higher authorities, for the state government, for the accreditation institutions, also for your society trust also, that what are the areas available, maybe for classroom, laboratories, circular area, amenities area, all that you can feed over here. Then campus infrastructure and friendliness of that campus. Friendliness, it is towards the Divyangajan, and many more parameters are there as asked by the NAC. Then IT infrastructure, internet connections, all these are the parameters that we try to incorporate as per the manuals under the infrastructure module. Then there comes the budget. See, I will not go into the details of this because now we are already running, it's 1 p.m. already about. So under the budget and expenditure, infrastructure facility, knowledge resource center, that is budget for the library. This is something else, budget for the library. This is not the budget on the books and the journals. This is the budget for library, means strengthening the library resources. Like if I would like to make my library digitized with the more number of computers, with the more number of networking facilities, that I can mention over. If I want to expand area of the library, then that can be mentioned over here. Then the physical facilities of the campus, then budget related to academic support facilities, budget of the green initiatives and waste management, and this is another separate budget on the books. So all these budget and expenditure module are the responsibility of accounts officer of the institute. Okay, because budget are supposed to be dealt by the accounts officer, and entire details of this according to the titles, and all these titles are asked by the NBA and NAC in their respective criteria. Then there comes the knowledge resource center. Here this is the role of librarian or the director resource center. Library is basic information, rare books, rare book it was the in the earlier, but see, whenever you are going, suppose for the accreditation of NAC in 2021, but whatever are available in the NAC 2021, along with that you are supposed to give the information of 16, 17, 17, 18. In that case you can mention here, but after this cycle, this you may not mention it. Then the library purchase information and the other facilities in the library. Then there comes the research and innovation. This research and innovation module, it will be dealt by the Dean R&D. Dean R&D is supposed to have control of this module. And this control will be through collaborative linkages, their details. Then the faculty student linkages, then the neighborhood community activities, then the extension activities. Then see, this is research and innovation. All these are directly related to the criteria of the NAC. From that, you may ask that what is the role of Dean R&D for extension activities? But it is also asked that what are the outcome and the strengthening of the extension activities, innovation done into extension activities. So that is why we have tried to club it with this particular link. And from the respective in charge, by coordinating with that NSS or NCC or any other extension type of activities, information can be fed, and there is nothing much information, very few information as per that report only will be asked, and only that information needs to be entered. Then the institute research development MOUs. MOUs are different level. Collaboration and linkages are different level. MOUs for the research and development. Here Dean R&D can mention over there, and these information can be collected from various head of the department at the institute level, because institute may directly have some MOUs, head of the department may also directly have their MOUs, and that can be coordinated further. Then the award recognition against the extension activities, that is what see here. Extension activity, award and recognition. Then the plagiarism and code of ethics. what code of ethics and what policies of the plagiarism is being followed by the institute, that you can mention over here. After this particular research and innovation module, see now, just as a gist, before going to the reports, here Institute Master, I'll just have once again a gist of this entire modules. Institute Master is the information fed by the institute head about the department. User registration can be deal with the principal, IQAC head of the department. Then Institute Profile module, it is the responsibility of IQAC in charge in coordination with the principal. Program detail module, it is the responsibility of head of the department. Faculty details, it is the responsibility of individual faculty of that department and ultimately of the institute. Infrastructure module, again IQC in charge can deal with this. Already we have seen that what are the contents over there. Budget module, it is the responsibility of, for the budget module, accounts officer. Knowledge resource center, responsibility of librarian or director resource center. Then research and innovation, responsibility of Dean R&D. After all these, where we have tried to collate all possible information related to all possible accreditation authorities, then there comes the reports. Once everybody has played their role according to these modules and their respective entities, then there comes the reports. And see here, for sample, I will show you one or two reports, but now you can see all those reports are directly or indirectly addressing all criteria of NAC and NBA also. But here, instead of using direct nomenclature system of NBA or NAC or any other, we tried to segregate it in coordination with those manuals, with those assessment criteria, and we tried to have the common name like curricular aspects. So curricular aspects for NAC, for NBA, for other institutions, you can go through that and see. In the curricular aspect, around 9 reports are there, and all these reports are available to you either in PDF format or in Excel format. Whatever are available in the Excel format, those are editable. All those reports in the PDF format, those are non-editable. But whatever editable reports are there, according to changes that you have made, please ensure that the similar changes are being reflected into the system by the respective login holders or not. That please ensure that. Okay. Then see here, number of certificate diploma programs. Then participation in various university bodies. This is asked. Then percentage of new courses introduced. Then percentage of the programs with CBCS elective courses. Choice based credit system and the elective. What is their percentage? Then students enrollment in the certification, diploma and add-on programs. Then student certification enrollment in the value-added courses. What are value-added courses are there? Then field project internships, feedback processed, whether you have processed that feedback, analyzed, and all the parameters will be there. And according to that, report is generated. Then the feedback received from the stakeholders. Have you received this feedback? Yes, no. If yes, have you analyzed? Have you communicated feedback to the respective stakeholders? Have you taken the actions and observed the corrective measures? All that can be available in the form of this either PDF or Excel. Then with these 9 reports related to the curricular aspects, there comes the teaching, learning and evaluation parameters. So in this teaching, learning and evaluation, just see there are around 13 different reports. Now just you can count how many reports we are generating in the system based on whatever basic information that I have shown to you, I have demonstrated to you. Based on that, these all reports will be generated. We will be going one by one. See, I will just read out the name of the reports instead of going into the details of that. once you get the login, you can directly see those reports, and all these reports are strictly as per the formats of the NAC and NBA. And that I can assure to you. See, this is the average percentage of the students, state-wise, country-wise, and year-wise. Then average enrollment percentage. Then admission fees against reservation category. Now you can relate some report with whatever I have demonstrated to you earlier. Student-teacher ratio. Differently able students, Divyangajan, their reports. These reports are strictly as per the NAC and NBA manual that they are expecting. Then teachers using ICT. Total number of mentors and their mentoring of the students assignment. Then the faculty available against the sanction post. How many posts are sanctioned? How many are available? Then the full-time faculty from the other states against the sanction post. Then teaching experience of full-time faculty based on this is asked for the current year. See, in the any of the accreditation processes, maybe either NBA or NAC, this data is asked specifically for the current academic year. Though our assessment years are up to the last academic year, but this is asked for the current assessment year. There is difference between the current academic year and current assessment year. So this is asked for the current academic year. Then students' performance and learning outcomes. What are their performance and learning outcomes? That is also available in the form of report. Then student performance in the final year and full-time faculties available with PhDs. All these are these direct reports which will be helping out you, assisting you in proceeding further for the accreditation processes. And all these are related to the teaching, learning and evaluation criteria. Then research, innovation and extension activities. Again, in this, there are around 17 reports. See, from all possible different stakeholders, different login credentials, login users of the system, for under this particular criteria of research and innovation, there will be these 17 reports generated. Starting from number of recognitions and awards, maybe at the department level, maybe at the institute level, teachers recognition award and incentives offered by the institute by the authorities, their information, then teachers research paper journal publication, then teachers research paper journal ratio, that is what is their publication ratios per student. Means suppose there are 100 faculties and around 250 total publications. Based on that the ratios are calculated. Then research project grants, then the number of full-time teachers in the institute as a research guide that you are mentioning over there while registering yourself. Then the number of research project per teacher, this is also asked. Then the intellectual property rights and industry institute initiatives for IPR. Then plagiarism and ethics code of ethics. Then PhD awarded information. Then book and chapter publication by the teacher and papers conference proceedings. Then books and chapter published by the teachers and the papers in the conference proceedings. Papers in the journals are separate and in the conference proceedings separate. These are asked separately in the different accreditation processes. Award and recognition against the extension activities, number of students, teacher participation in the extension activities, linkages information, number of linkages available and functional MOUs. Now just have a look over all these 17 MOUs and just give a thought that all these 17 reports we have generated using the login credentials of faculty, HOD, Dean R&D, accounts officer only. No IQAC, no linkage and IQAC in charge. From these 5 login holders of the system, all these reports are generated under one title as a research and innovation. So how we have collated the data as a system, that is the gist of by going through this report, you can get the idea that how much tedious task it was, and how we have segregated it and made the all reports available. Then the infrastructure and learning resources. Again, under this infrastructure and learning resources, there are 11 different reports related to the direct accreditation processes. Okay, then student support and progression. Again, here are 13 different reports like student supports and progression. What are the government scholarship scheme, institutional functional financial support besides the government? See, all these titles then are directly related to the accreditation criteria under some criteria 1 to 7 or 1 to 10 of the either NBA or NAC, or related to the NIRF or some other like time agents, higher other accreditation bodies, ABET and Times Higher Education. Then the see, up to alumni association meeting details we have taken care of. All these are under the students progression and the support. After that, governance and leadership. In the governance and leadership, there are 10 different reports which are asked under this particular title, which is directly related, maybe with some minor difference in the title, that is governance, leadership and management. In NBS, there may be some alternative title to this. In NAC, there may be something else. Okay, but all these reports are directly addressing the issues and the requirements of those respective criteria. Then institutional values and best practices. Again, under this, there are 12 reports. So all these are about the reports of the system. Now just see, I'll sum up, try to sum up. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different criteria catering all possible functionings that are happening in the institute are catered under these subtitles and made the respective reports available according to the mapping of those reports, NBA, NAC requirements under that particular title. Okay, this is the report module. Once you have completed with these reports, completed with entering of all this information, I request you, I appeal you to enjoy the fruits of all these reports as a outcome of implementation of this software. Now, with this particular gist of reports, with the login credentials of principal, IQAC, HOD, faculty, accounts officer, librarian, and Dean R&D, you can start implementing this system in your institute. Once again, I take this opportunity to pass on this information to these participants who have joined us late, that please register your institute for this software by mentioning your AISHE code into the system. Once your AISHE code is registered with the, if your AISHE code is registered with the RUSA office, you will directly get the name of your institution appearing. If you are doubtful about that, whether your AISHE code is available with the RUSA or not, you can send your AISHE code, name of the institute, address of the institute, mobile number and official email ID to the RUSA office, and on their respect official email ID as takerusa1@gmail.com, or Mr. Parag Thinge's phone number that I suppose is available with everybody of each one of you. You please work out with that and get access of this software, but it will be authenticated by the RUSA office bearers only. Once you are getting these things done, you will be getting the access and make use of this access for the benefit of every individual. Hello.